What's going on, my good people? If y'all in Dallas, Texas, and you're looking for a place to get tattoos or piercings, come holler at us at Finesse Gang Inc., man. Follow us right now on all social media websites as Finesse Gang Inc. on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Snapchat, X, formerly known as Twitter. Wherever you see us at, hit that follow button. We do black and gray tattoos as well as color tattoos. It don't matter if you're dark skin, light skin, white skin, whatever. If you want lines, tigers, birds, flowers, butterflies, portraits, cover-ups, we do it all, man. If you want your nose pierced, your ear pierced, your belly pierced, Christina's, dermals, surface piercings, whatever you want, man, we can do it. If you're 18 years or older, click the link on this video or wherever you see our link at. Go to our booking site, book your appointment right now. Not tomorrow, not next week, not next month, not next year. Click the link wherever you see our link at. Go on our booking site and book y'all appointment right now. What y'all waiting on? Let's get it. What up, what up, what up, what up, man? Y'all are tuned in to No Lames TV. I am your host, Finesse Lucci. This is season 2, episode 18, Emotional Stability. And I named this show Emotional Stability because I feel like that is what a lot of people are suffering from. A lot of people are suffering from being emotionally unstable. A lot of this stems from not having fathers in the household, being raised by mostly women, because we already know as a whole, women are emotional people. And it's not to say anything is wrong with that. I mean, like, that's in a woman's nature, so we can't, fault women for being emotional people. That's just who they are. But when women are the only ones raising a child, all the child ever sees is a person being most majority of the time overly emotional about everything. Every situation is being held or being taken care of in an emotional manner. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of decisions are being made through emotions. And when you make emotional decisions, a lot of times you make bad decisions, which is why a lot of women are having children by men they barely even know. They're going out, they're drinking, they're partying, stuff like that, trying to cope with the decisions that they made throughout their lives. And this isn't just for women either. This is for men and women. You know what I'm saying? Because men make emotional decisions as well, and I would really say that men actually pay a bigger price for making emotional decisions, because as a man, you got to make a logical decision throughout your life in pretty much every situation, or you will end up, in a bad situation like jail or dead or anything like that. Because when men react emotionally, especially against each other, that's when violence and conflicts and stuff like that come into play. It spills over into their relationships, because women say things out of emotions, and if a man doesn't understand that a woman says things out of emotions, he reacts the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? Which is why, like I said, majority of them end up in jail, or in bad situations, even worse, dead. And like I said, a lot of this stems from not having fathers in the household, because when a man grows up without a father in the household, he doesn't really get to see how a man handles things. You know what I'm saying? How a man handles a woman, talks to a woman, relationship wise and even business wise. You know what I'm saying? You react emotionally when you're doing business with somebody, you could mess up the money, you know, and I think I said I really just feel like that's a big deal and a big thing in society today, that a lot of people are emotionally unstable and they make emotionally unstable decisions. You know what I'm saying? Like, even with the parenting thing, we got the man woman gender war going on. We can't co parent. We can't come to some kind of neutral agreement about things and things like that because everybody's emotional. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's emotional. And like I said, it's a bad thing for men to be emotional because men are supposed to be the leaders. We are supposed to be the ones who show women and children the way to handle things. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, I really just feel like um we can solve for a lot of the crime, a lot of the problems that's going on in relationships by putting fathers back in the household. We can put some emotional stability back into our boys and our girls so they can grow up and be good men and good women, and we can bring families back together, especially in the black community. Um, in the black community, that is the place, that is the community where emotional decisions are made daily. Because, like I said, majority of these children are growing up without fathers in the household, and all they're ever seeing is a person making emotional decisions. And that's why, like I said, that's why that's why so much crime going on in the black community. That's why it's so much baby mama, baby daddy drama. You know, there's not really any husbands, wives. We seeing more baby showers than anything. We're seeing more gender reveals than marriages. You know, it's just crazy, man. Society is really messed up. We've normalized a lot of things that we shouldn't have normalized. We've normalized um raising kids without fathers. I'm gonna keep saying that because, like I said, that is the biggest part, and is the biggest reason why a lot of people are emotionally unstable. I'm talking about real fathers, real men. We need real men back in these households to provide discipline and structure, because discipline and structure is what creates emotional stability. When you have discipline and structure in your life, you learn to make logical decisions. You learn to calm down, and you know you learn not to react to things so quickly like we do majority in the black community. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, man, our kids are growing up seeing this thing where they don't have really good examples of good healthy relationships or people making, logical decisions, or just handling things in a calm manner. You know, everything is always a fight, an argument. You know what I'm saying? We going back and forth, men and women, women and kids. You know, it's just it's real messed up in society today. And like I said, emotional stability is what's needed in all communities, but especially in the black community. We need emotional stability in our neighborhoods because that is what's pushing our children into doing crime, into doing, OnlyFans and stripping, and all the all the bad things that we see in the culture. I say, and all of this stuff stems from not having fathers in the household. We need to get fathers back in the household. We need some emotional stability. We need women to cooperate with men. Stop making so many emotional decisions. I know that's a big ask from you ladies, but we gonna need y'all help in making this change, or we can keep doing the same thing and keep getting the same results. But I got a couple of videos I want to show y'all, man. Um, we gotta bring some people to the forefront. We gotta talk about the emotionally unstable things that's going on in the community, in these neighborhoods, in majority of these democratic hellholes and these single mother households and stuff like that. Let's get into it. Let's get into it, man.
A Clear Lake man is now facing multiple felony charges after investigators say he locked his disabled wife inside of a bedroom of their $1 million Clear Lake home for years. Police say the woman was recently able to call for some help. Fox 26 reporter Leslie Delaspore is live outside that home with the latest on this disturbing case. Leslie.
Yeah, that's right, Caroline. So neighbors I spoke to today tell me that they're shocked. They say that this home behind me here has always looked as it does right now with the blinds closed. So they had absolutely no idea of what was going on inside. A horror story was happening inside this $1 million home on Crown Ridge Court in Clear Lake, right next to the Bay Oaks Country Club golf course. Houston police say officers responded to the home around 7 a.m. March 6th after 46-year-old Ruby Rivera Johnson called for help. Investigators say the woman told police her husband, 46-year-old James Earl Johnson, had been locking her inside a bedroom against her will for years. She also told police she was not properly fed, sometimes given just one egg a day and dinner. Court records say the woman, who has disabilities, was confined to a bedroom for 5 years without phone access, proper nutrition, or medical care. Documents say she was finally able to call 911 after Johnson left a phone on the nightstand, but investigators say he later carried her back to bed after hanging up the call. HPD.
This dude is a monster, man. This dude here is a monster. And this is what I'll be talking about the emotional, being emotionally unstable. Being mentally unstable, because no person in their right mind would even do something like this, especially to your wife. We gotta hold this man accountable. I'm gonna hold her accountable too in a little bit. But we gotta hold this man right here accountable for his actions against his wife. I mean, I don't know what their relationship was before she, ended up in the situation she in with her disability and things like that. But it really doesn't matter. I mean, if you don't want the best things for a person, or if you're not gonna be there lovingly, with a person that has a disability, just move on. Or I mean, and that's really messed up too, because like I said, this is your wife. And I know it's hard because this is supposed to be a person you trust. This is supposed to be a person that you trust, that you married, that you set in front of God and told God that you will be there in sickness and in health. And you turn around and do some crap like this. Ladies, we got to choose better. We got to vet better, man. I mean, because I really feel like the red flags was there. But let's get some more information.
Police say officers responded to the home around 7 a.m. March 6th after 46-year-old Ruby Rivera Johnson called for help. Investigators say the woman told police her husband, 46-year-old James Earl Johnson, had been locking her inside a bedroom against her will for years. She also told police she was not properly fed, sometimes given just one egg a day and dinner. Court records say the woman, who has disabilities, was confined to a bedroom for 5 years without phone access, proper nutrition, or medical care. Documents say she was finally able to call 911 after Johnson left a phone on the nightstand, but investigators say he later carried her back to bed after hanging up the call. HPD says officers were previously called to the home in November of 2025, but investigators say the wife told them the husband allegedly told her and the children to remain quiet when police arrived. Neighbors say nothing seemed out of the ordinary, describing Johnson as active in the neighborhood, even attending events like National Night Out. One trauma therapist says people with disabilities are at a greater risk for abuse, and victims in cases like this can face a very long road to healing.
Ladies, this is what happens when you get into relationships for the wrong reasons. Because y'all date these men for their looks, their money, and stuff like that. And I'm not telling you to go out here and be with somebody that's broke or just butt ugly and stuff like that. But y'all gotta really look at people's character. Because that's really what makes a man. His character, his heart. Where his heart is. How does he feel about people? And you really don't know a person until you start living with them and stuff like that. Like, we gotta take our time and really vet people better, because like I said, I really feel like the red flags was there before her disability, and maybe after her disability she couldn't really change it. You know what I'm saying? She couldn't change the narrative anymore because she was already in that situation, and she had to really depend on this person to come through for her. And unfortunately, he had this woman locked up for 5 years mistreating her. I don't know what she did beforehand, before she ended up in this situation, but it still doesn't justify this.
You know, stories like this make me feel so compassionate and heartened for the survivor in this case, the victim in this case, who's had to live with a form of abuse we call coercive control. But the wounds that are created by this form of abuse, psychological, emotional, physical, can be long lasting and quite devastating. The victim finally sought some help, which led to some physical violence. But make no mistake, if somebody's being held against their will for 5+ years, this abuse was long standing. But
That exactly, and that's my whole thing, because he had to be this person before the disability. The red flags had to be there before the disability. He obviously probably put his hands on her, or something told her. Something showed her who this man truly was, and she ignored it. I don't know their relationship personally, but that's just my personal opinion. I really feel like that she ran some red lights.
the road to recovery can be long and hard, but help is available through counseling, through support. There is a lot of help out there. Fortunately, there is a lot of help available in our communities. There are resources, counselors, domestic violence organizations, hotlines. So if you see something that doesn't look altogether normal, might be suspicious, let them know, listen, and say, you know what, here's some resources.
Investigators say the case remains under investigation. Now, Johnson's bail was set at $100,000, but court documents do show that at this time he has bonded out. Reporting live from Clear Lake, Leslie Delaspore, Fox 26 News.
See, he had a little money. He got enough money to get out of jail and stuff like that. And like I said, I really feel like that's the reason why she ignored the red flags before she got into her situation with the disability and stuff like that. He had some money, you know what I'm saying, taking care of her, I guess doing whatever she wanted him to do anyway, what she expected of him to do, as far as, I guess, the bills or whatever the case may be, and maybe even some couple trips, some bags. They living in $1 million home, and a lot of people grow accustomed to that kind of stuff, and they don't want to leave. This is just like the Diddy and Cassie situation, and this is why I didn't feel sorry for her, because you knew what you were getting into. You were in it for the lifestyle. You were in it for the money, because if he wasn't P. Diddy, you wouldn't be messing with him. Just like this dude, probably if he was broke, she probably wouldn't have messed with him. And then she ended up in a bad situation with a disability and stuff like that, and he ended up mistreating her. And it's unfortunate, because you really can't tell how a person is going to be after you are dealing with a disability. I don't even know exactly what her disability was, but regardless to the situation, he was the one that was supposed to be taking care of her. He was the one that she chose to marry and get into a relationship with. She seen that, it was something in him that she seen that she liked, obviously. And so, I feel bad for her, but at the same time, you reap what you sow. You made your bed, you gotta lay in it. Just like these people right here. Where is it? Oh, there you go.
A Dallas woman is recovering after she says a group of people attacked her over a parking spot.
So this happened at her Pleasant Grove apartment. It happened last week. Fox 4's David Sentendry spoke with the woman. He joins us now live. David.
So the woman who was attacked says she pays a monthly fee to have an assigned parking space outside of her apartment. But she says when her and her husband realized someone else was parked in it, they asked them to leave. But instead, that turned into a violent attack against them.
And I saved this spot for my husband when he gets off work.
Living at Harper Apartments in Dallas's Pleasant Grove neighborhood, Grace Reese showed Fox 4 paperwork indicating she pays $50 per month to park a vehicle under a carport. Signage reads, covered parking reserved, towing enforced. Reese says she's assigned to spot number 84, a spot her husband realized someone else was in last week.
He came home, he told me somebody was parked in our spot, and he's like, it's okay, I'll just wait. It looks like they're about to leave.
Reese, however, says a group of 5 people with the vehicle, who she believes were visiting someone and do not live in the complex, refused to leave.
They did not want to listen. They came up in my face.
And she says it turned violent during an attack against her.
And I said, okay, I'm going to make a call now. And that's when the little one, she hit me first. And I'm like, are you serious? And just
Black folks, come on to the front of the congregation, because I already know this is y'all. I live in Dallas, Texas myself, and I already know this is the Pleasant Grove area, and it's filled with black and brown people. No white people live over here. So I already know who the suspects were. These were black people. Black women, probably specifically. I haven't watched the whole thing. I normally only watch the first minute or so of these clips, and then I decide I want to react to them. But yeah, this is black women specifically, and probably their children, and maybe even a gay man or two that was involved in this, that jumped on this woman over a parking spot. Which y'all gotta understand, when y'all dealing with most black people in these black neighborhoods, they're emotionally unstable. And you can't argue with them. You can't negotiate with terrorists. She should have just called the tow company to call whoever she needs to call and got these people's car towed and just left it at that. Because going back and forth and trying to confront them got her in this situation.
adrenaline kicked in, and I was just trying to push her away, and then some more added on top, and then it just kept escalating from there.
Fox 4 choosing to blur photos Reese is sharing of her injuries. Dallas Police Department confirms to Fox 4 an argument escalated into a physical assault by multiple suspects against Reese. No arrests have been made.
It was hard to pinpoint anything because they're just on top of me. They're yelling. I could barely understand them because all of them were yelling at once.
And that's how I know it was black people, because that's what black people do. That's what black folks do. I love black women. I love y'all. And I know y'all. That's how I know it's y'all. Bitch, what you talking about, bitch? I'm already knowing. You don't even have to show me no pictures. Just tell me what went on, and I can tell you who was involved. I can tell you I'm sorry. I can stereotype, and I can tell you who the suspects were. And I'm just wondering, where's the husband while all this was going on? I mean, I know he was tired. He just got out of work. Somebody was in his spot. That's why he really wasn't tripping. Like, man, I just parked somewhere else. Let him have it. I'm finna go lay down. And he got the hell out of Dodge, because I ain't. Where's the husband while she was getting mauled?
Of the group of 5 people, Reese says it was 4 women and a man.
You may have beaten me up, but it was 5 against 1. So, I mean, I had no chance.
After
I told you. I told y'all. What did I say? It's going to be women, kids, and a gay man or two. I told y'all. Listen to who it was.
Fox 4, an argument escalated into a physical assault by multiple suspects against Reese. No arrests have been made.
It was hard to pinpoint anything because they're just on top of me. They're yelling. I could barely understand them because all of them were yelling at once.
Of the group of 5 people, Reese says it was 4 women and a man.
You may have beaten me up, but it was 5 against 1. So, I mean, I had no chance.
After the assault, Reese took photos of the vehicle to share with police in hopes of finding the group.
And we will eventually figure out who it is, and you will be brought to justice, hopefully.
Management of Harper Apartment Complex has not responded to a list of questions we sent over. Of course, if anyone has information on those suspects, they can reach out to Dallas Police Department.
I told y'all, black liberal women and gay black men are some of the most violent, emotionally unstable people in America. Don't argue with them. Don't go back and forth with them unless you're ready to fight, unless you're ready to get physical yourself. Do not go back and forth with these people, nor their children, because they teach their children to be the same way. And then they be claiming racism when somebody be at their door trying to lock them up. This lady probably got a case of black fatigue now. She probably got a distaste for black people. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all out here terrorizing the neighborhood. Emotionally unstable. Mother-raised kids. Mother-raised women. Mother-raised men. This is why people have a problem with single mothers. Because these are the people y'all are raising. Emotionally unstable people that's out here committing crimes and terrorizing the neighborhood, bringing the property value down. Messing with good tax-paying citizens that's just out here going to work, doing what they supposed to do. Just imagine, man, you going to work, doing what you supposed to do, paying your bills. You ain't knocking nobody over. You ain't out here committing no crimes. You ain't selling no drugs. You just going to work and coming home. And you have to come home and deal with emotionally unstable black people in your neighborhood. And this is why people don't want to live by y'all. This is why people don't want y'all kids in their schools. This is why they make stimulations for certain places and certain schools for y'all to be in, because nobody wants to deal with this. Y'all kids are out here attacking security guards. She said the little one, the youngest person out there, hit her first. And these are the people that's attacking security guards at school, attacking teachers. I just seen a teacher get maced because he took the girl phone in school. I done seen teachers get beat up, threatened. This why they don't want to teach y'all kids no more. And this is why they don't want y'all in their neighborhoods. Because this is the kind of crap that y'all do. And these are their mothers.
I'm just going to say this, and you don't have to agree, and I don't give a damn. Dating as a single woman and dating as a single mother are two different things. When I was single, it was certain things that was on my checklist that are not important and I don't give a flying fuck about as a single mother. My kids don't need a daddy. They have one. I want a zaddy. Worrying about being a bonus dad or a stepdad to my children should be the least of your worries. You do not need to build a bond with my children. You need to build a bond and secure a spot with their mother. The children deserve to see their mother happy, properly loved, prayed for, cared for. Not every woman wants a man to come along and pay all the bills. That comes when we're married. If that comes to that point. When we're dating and we're in a relationship, I don't need you to worry about my kids. Consider and keep that in mind when we're planning dates and doing things that I do have children and responsibilities that require me to put my children as a major and not, if not the top priority. But women that want something make time for the things that they want. When I was single, dating a dope boy or a nigga selling nickel dimes, quarter bags and all that was cool because you get your money how you get your money. As a mother, I'm not fucking with no nigga doing no street shit. Because ain't nothing cute about a nigga getting locked up. Ain't nothing cute about a nigga having issues, street beef and all that shit when I got kids.
Bro, black culture is so trash. Like, my God, it's so many red flags in this video. Lord Jesus Christ. I hear the baby in the background. She got this whole snappy attitude to my she need a zaddy and you need to do this, that, and the third before y'all get married. She ain't worried about you paying no bills, but after you get married, you gonna pay all the bills and take care of kids that ain't yours. Like, this is insane, man. This is insane. And they think this is cool. They see no problem with this. They see no problem with the way that they living. They see no problem with the things that they are asking for. You need to build a bond with her before you even get to meet the kids. This is why y'all need to keep y'all's families together. Cause all these demands that y'all got for men that's not your kid's father, it's not working. It's not working, ladies. This is why y'all are single. This is why y'all are at home raising kids by yourself, paying all your bills, because nobody has time for this. This is some nonsense.
Because your beef be my beef. My beef is they beef. Fuck nah, I'm cool. Certain things are okay when you are a single woman. And any woman that says differently is 9 times out of 10 the type of bitch that wants you to come pay all her bills. And she the one who put all her kids off on her auntie, sister, cousin, brother, and baby daddy now. I am a mother who works from home as well as who puts my children first. I am a homebody. I barely leave the house. If you want to go on a date, you set a time and a place and you tell me, and I will get my babysitter so that I can cordially meet you there.
All these demands, the snappy attitude, you got to deal with all of this crap on top of her. I already been slanging that thing from Maine to Spain. You just heard her. She said she been dealing with dope boys and all these kind of dudes. She been in the hood getting knocked off and even got babies to prove it. I don't know how many kids she got, but majority of them have multiple kids by multiple men a lot of times in the same neighborhoods. And she's serious. This not a skit. This not a joke. She's dead serious. Look at her face. She's not playing. She mean every word that's coming out of her mouth right now.
That's it. I'm not expecting you to do anything but plan the date. That's it. Men, I hate that y'all have ran into women that want you to do everything. Pay for this, pay for that. Do this for their kids, do that for their kids. I'm so sorry, King, because that is not your responsibility. And any bitch who says it is a hounded, hand out, hand me down ass bitch. And I'm sorry you had to deal with a hoe like that. But for the rest of us women that literally are just mothers who just want to properly be loved when the time is right between God and that person, whoever he has for us, just know we are still out here patiently waiting to be loved properly.
And God is involved in this. God is on their side, y'all. These are Christian women. These are the new black Christian women. Women with kids by multiple men that's out here waiting for the right man to come along. You didn't wait for the right man to come along to have children. But she's waiting for the right man to come along to have a blended family, to be a stepfather. Oh, I'm sorry. She's not looking for a stepfather. She's looking for a zaddy for her, not the kids.
We want to pray together. We want a man of God. We want a man that leads, a man that is financially equipped, a man that cares about his credit, a man that is family oriented, a man that can plan a date, a man that doesn't say what you doing all goddamn day, a man with some substance, some communication, some conversation, some loyalty, I got a woman and I wouldn't do her like that. I need that.
Oh, man. I'm telling y'all, I really just don't get it. I don't understand how these women are out here living the way that they are living and thinking the way that they are thinking. I mean, and it's really this liberal BS. This sexual liberation is a poison to our community. It's a poison to our kids, to our women, and it's destroying families. These women are insane, man. They having kids by multiple men, multiple kids by multiple men, and then they expecting the new man to do more than what the dude that they had the kids by, and they might not even give you a child. A lot of them say they done having kids, and they want the new man to come in, wine and dine them, pay all their bills, and take care of kids that ain't theirs. Eventually, not in the beginning. In the beginning, they don't want you around the kids. You just come through, slang that thing from Maine to Spain, and you know what I'm saying, get your rocks off. But once you marry them, then they want you to pay all the bills and be a stepfather to kids that's not yours. And a lot of men have been signing up for this for a long time, especially in the black community. A lot of us have no choice. You either be single and be a bachelor, or you can be a stepfather to a woman with multiple kids by multiple men. And then I seen a video. I mean, I just recently did a video of a woman saying that men don't want women with kids. They want to date younger women because they don't want to deal with a woman with kids because they're trying to dodge responsibility. Dodge responsibility? No, your kid's father is dodging responsibility. You are dodging responsibility from keeping your family together and dealing with the man that you had kids with. That's who's dodging responsibility. You and that man that you had them babies with. And these be y'all children.
I don't want to be alive anymore. And I understand that that's a very, very heavy sentence. I know that does not mean that I'm trying to end my life. That does not mean that I have any plans or intentions to end my life, because I don't. But I would be lying to myself by saying that I want to be alive, because I don't. Being alive is expensive, and I feel like I'm finding myself questioning often, what is the point of being alive if I can't afford to live, period. I got the red notice on my door yesterday, and it has really brought
Eviction?
forward this, I don't know, this like sense of heaviness, this breakdown that I've been having all week, especially because this weekend is one of my busiest weeks for work. I go to two out of my 3 jobs today. Not today, but this weekend. I work overnight today, and then tomorrow morning I'll come home, get a couple hours of sleep. I'll go to one of my jobs, and then once I clock out of that job, I'll be going straight to another overnight shift. And then on Monday and Tuesday, I'm just working all morning.
And it just amazes me that women would rather do all of this. Literally, they would rather do all of this than get with a man that's, got his stuff halfway together, whatever the case may be. I mean, she got 2 or 3 jobs. She can find a man that got a good job, or, a good business or whatever got going on. Don't deal with no dope boys and stuff like that. But this is the stuff that I'm talking about. Women need men. Y'all out here trying to be boss babes and career women, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not knocking nobody's hustle, especially a legal hustle. I salute any woman that's out here going to work, doing it the right way, trying to make a living for themselves. But at the same time, man, y'all need some social skills. Y'all need to learn how to cohabitate with a man. This is the United States of America. Key word is united. You're not meant to be out here by yourself trying to tackle all these goals and these accomplishments and pay all these bills and stuff by yourself.
I know that makes no fucking sense. Or like, I'm sorry if that's like confusing as fuck. It's just like a whole lot of work and a whole lot of hours. And like, I hardly want to go because it's like so clear that like I can't even obviously like cover my fucking necessities, and I don't even know what to say like right now at this stage. Somehow by Monday I gotta pay $1,918.80, and it would take a literal miracle for me to get that. And I like suppose that like, and the part about it that like really like blows my mind is that like I live in one of the poorest states in the country. I live in one of the poorest states in America. And in one of the poorest states in the US, the cost of living somehow is unsustainable working 3 jobs. As I've said before, none of my jobs provide me benefits. I am
I wonder where she lives at. She's a cute girl. She got a natural hair. Like you rarely really see a black woman like this. Like she's a cute girl. She's fit. She got long, pretty hair. She could easily go out here and get a dude that would willingly be with her. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I don't know her character. You know what I'm saying? She might be hard to deal with behind the scenes, but from the outside looking in right now, I think that she could go out here and get her a dude that you know what I'm saying, got a little something going for itself and put something with something and make something happen and get out of this situation.
Considered a part-timer that's put on schedule due to understaffing. I'm being worked to death. I don't get access to health insurance. I don't get access to PTO. I don't get access to any benefits. I just show up because otherwise, like if I don't, then I make nothing. But that seems pointless because I show up every day and I'm still... I know everybody is one missed paycheck from being homeless. I don't even know if I'm like missing like I cannot wrap my mind around how I work 3 jobs. I work 6 days a week primarily, and I still can't cover my necessities. Like as I'm talking about this,
I wonder what those jobs are. She never really just mentioned it, and like I said, she's never really mentioned a man. I mean, of course, I don't think she has kids and other because she never really said anything about kids. And I'm sure working all those jobs like that, she probably wouldn't be able to be a parent and work 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 jobs. You know what I'm saying? But I say, man, she could really avoid this by simply just getting with a man with something going for it, so, with a job. You know what I'm saying? Just like she got 2, 3 jobs. Go out here, find a dude that's working a job or two, put some with something. You won't have to work this hard, baby.
like the people around me are like, it's not your fault, it's not your fault, it's the system, it's the system. I can't bring that to my property manager and say it's the system that's fucking me up. Sorry, I work 3 jobs. I literally can't. Like they don't give a shit about that, right? And I'm just, I don't know, man. I'm just gonna finish getting dressed and get ready for work.
Yeah, I think a lot of women are just out of tune with reality, and they don't really understand how the world works. They don't understand how this country works. They don't understand that this country was built on family and tradition. You know, all this trying to be a boss babe, career woman, and single, living, you know what I'm saying, sex in the city lifestyles and all this kind of stuff. That's the reason why y'all going through the things that y'all are going through. Y'all could avoid all of this by taking dating serious, taking relationships serious, and actually getting with a person that truly loves you and understands you, and y'all understand each other. Put some with some, you know what I'm saying? Your job, his job, invest, you know what I'm saying? And y'all life could be totally different, ladies. But y'all choose to be out here slanging that thing from Maine to Spain. You choose to work 2, 3, 4, 5 different jobs. Like this, you have the right to choose, ladies. That's what y'all fought for. Women fought for the right to choose their mates, their jobs. Y'all got bank accounts. Y'all got all this kind of stuff that it comes with responsibility. See, men, we've been doing this since the beginning of time. And we tried to tell y'all that it's hard out here. But y'all wanted to learn the hard way. Y'all ancestors, the people who came before y'all, the women who came before y'all, they fought for this crap. They fought for y'all to be out here going to work, you know what I'm saying, working 2, 3, 4, 5 jobs and thinking that y'all better than a man and kicking them out the household, kicking y'all fathers and stuff out of the household. And this is the reason why y'all going through the things that y'all going through. And this is the reason why y'all emotionally unstable. Y'all can't keep a job. Y'all cussing people out. You get into it with your partners. You get into it with the people that y'all had kids with and stuff like that. And y'all digging a deeper hole for y'allself, ladies. And we keep trying to give y'all the answers, but y'all don't want to listen. Y'all want to keep listening to women like this.
Something that genuinely scares me is women financially depending on a man. I just wasn't raised that way. I was raised to be a boss freaking bitch. And I don't think women realize how dangerous it is to financially depend on a man. If you have nothing of your own, you're going to be less likely to leave if something bad happens. They cheat on you, they become abusive. You think you know the person that you're with, but sometimes you don't. Sometimes that person can change. You don't know what's going to happen a year from now, 5 years from now, even tomorrow. You don't know. Somebody can change with a flip of a switch. Then what? You probably don't want to leave because you have nothing. You have nothing to your name. That is so freaking dangerous. We need to stop financially relying on men. We need to make our own money. You need to always be prepared to leave if something bad happens. I don't care what anyone says. Of course, it's nice to have a man that has money, but it's also nice to have your own money. I don't get why there are women out there that don't have anything for themselves and they're only depending on their partner. I don't know. It's just kind of crazy to me. I just don't get it.
She's right and she's wrong. I mean, and it really depends on what you want out of life. It really depends on what you want out of relationships. If you want a man that's going to be a provider and be, the sole provider and take care of the bills and stuff like that, you should be helping him with his business endeavors and his job and his things that he got going on, and then you can be the reciprocant of his greatness, which that is how it's supposed to go. But a lot of you ladies, y'all passing down pain and trauma because y'all have gotten into relationships for the wrong reasons with the wrong men, and then y'all are projecting that to other women, which is why a lot of women are, going down this slippery slope of trying to be a boss babe and a career woman and all this whole kind of stuff and try to prove that y'all don't need a man when y'all should be trying to work with the man. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's right as far as, not depending solely on a man. You're supposed to be a helpmate to a man. You're supposed to have something else going on for yourself that complements what he got going on. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you create a balance. But I say a lot of women just don't live in reality, man, and y'all don't take dating serious. Y'all don't take relationships serious. Y'all get into relationships for the wrong reasons. I say depending on a man and his money and stuff like that. I totally agree with her on that subject. Like, no woman should be getting into a relationship with a man just because he has money or just because he looks good and stuff like that. You got to vet a person properly and really see who they are as a person. You know what I'm saying? So you won't end up in a bad situation where a man is leaving you, and I say you can actually be the beneficiary of his greatness because he actually loves you and he's going to pass that wealth and that knowledge that he has down to you.
This is not going to sound very independent woman of me. I don't care. Being with a man is so regulating for me. Like, I just don't think that men realize, like, sometimes all a woman needs, like, when she's, like, in a really heightened emotional state is for the big, strong man in her life to just, like, grab her by the shoulders and just be like, hey, it's gonna be okay. I don't know, there's something different about it. Like, my girlfriends can tell me, like, oh, it's gonna be okay, and, like, they're coming at it from a lot of levels of, like, empathy and sympathy, and, like, that's great, and I appreciate that energy from my female friendships so much. But when a man says that, he's coming from it from, like, a state of authority and a state of, like, action-oriented power. It just means a lot.
Men bring balance into a woman's life. A real man. A real man that actually cares about you. A real man, a real productive man that actually, is out here handling business, doing what he's supposed to do, going to work every day, handling his business, or, whatever the case may be, whatever you got going on. And like I said, women should be a helpmate and they could be the reciprocant of a man's greatness. And there's nothing wrong with that. I know a lot of women, you hear a lot of women these days saying that they want to build a life for themselves and they don't want to live in the shadows of a man and stuff like that. But then they turn around and they be making videos. I've seen so many struggling videos of women saying that it's hard out here and they can't pay this bill and they can't pay their rent. They're homeless with a bunch of kids, you know what I'm saying, fatherless, home raised kids. The man that they had kids with don't want to have nothing to do with them or the children. And it's all because y'all are not vetting properly. Y'all are not taking relationships serious. You know, y'all getting into relationships for the wrong reasons. Like she said, it's good to have a man in your life that's going to come to you and tell you, hey, baby, it's okay. I got this. Chill, relax. You know what I'm saying? Versus y'all trying to be out here by y'allself, slanging that thing from Maine to Spain, having a bunch of fatherless, home raised kids, and you out here stressed out, living a rough life. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could tell when a woman has a good man in her life. You can tell when a woman is actually living in her femininity. And that's a lot of y'all's problem. A lot of y'all are just not living in y'all femininity. Y'all don't know how to let a man lead. You know, I know women in relationships, they try to control everything. You know what I'm saying? Especially black women. Like, y'all like to control everything. And I say, it's nothing wrong with wanting more for yourself, wanting a job, wanting a career, wanting a business, or whatever the case may be. But women just aren't built for that. Y'all aren't built to be out here competing with men. Y'all have y'all professions that y'all are good at, and we have our professions that we are good at. We have things that we're good at in life, and y'all have things that y'all good at in life. It creates a balance. All this, I don't need no man, and raising kids by y'allself and stuff like that. That's the reason why y'all end up in the situations y'all be in, ladies. And like I said, as men, we only be trying to help y'all, and y'all don't want to listen. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to keep on going down this slippery slope, like this woman right here.
When I quit my job without having another one lined up, I gave myself 6 months. 6 months to make an income on my own. And now the problem is that what I need in order to cover my mortgage, daycare, car, food, everything for me and my daughter is $6,000 a month, which is a lot to try to figure out to come up with on your own in about 6 months. But now that I haven't had a job for a month and there's no paycheck coming in, some mornings I wake up and I am very motivated and I am writing down my ideas and I feel very creative and everything. But other mornings I wake up and I feel nothing but doubt and fear. Because the responsibility is completely on me now. There's nothing coming in every 2 weeks like it was before. But I know something for certain is that if I would have stayed at that job miserable and full of anxiety, I would have completely regretted staying there for 20, 30 years and knowing that I never lived the life that I was supposed to live. So what I need to do now is figure out how to make $6,000 a month on my own eventually. So if you have any advice, anything that you know that you've done and has worked for you or that it has not worked for you, please let me know in the comments. Thank you.
Yeah, I got some advice for you. Get your man. Like, and then my thing is, how do you have $6,000 worth of bills alone as a single person? Like, it looked like a little fancy ceiling fan or something like that. I guess she got a nice little place where she live in, that nice little apartment, I guess, or whatever. But $6,000 a month by yourself? How? I mean, like, let's total this up. Like, okay, we'll say what, 25,000, 2,500 on rent, maybe a $500-$600 car note. That's just $3,000. Where's the other 3,000 coming from? Light bill, water bill, internet. That's probably another good 500. We up to 3,500. And let's say she got a fancy car. Let's boost the car note up to 700-800. She got a fancy car. That still ain't nothing. That we still not even at $4,000. How do you have $6,000 worth of bills by yourself? A lot of y'all are really just financially illiterate, man. And this is why I be saying that women need men. Because men, don't get me wrong, some men are out here living beyond their means. But real men, majority of real men who are productive and understand money and are financially literate, we don't spend money like this. We don't get a whole bunch of bills that we can't afford by ourselves. Like, seriously, ladies, man, y'all gotta do better. Y'all have to do better.
People are charging $1,000 a month to rent rooms in their home. $1,000 a month to rent a room. Bro, what the fuck we gonna do? The cost of living has gotten out of hand, and y'all buy a house, man. Everybody that I know that owns a house tells me don't buy no fucking house. They hate that shit. Between property taxes going the fuck up, insurance going the fuck up, niggas having to fix roofs. Is that what it is? Having to fix their roof and shit. Everybody I know that got a goddamn house tell me don't buy no goddamn house. They say at least you call a maintenance man. But dead ass, what the fuck we gonna do about the rising cost of living? Because what you mean you charging people $1,000? You got 3 rooms in your house, you're charging them $1,000 for somebody to come live there. This shit is sad. Like, my son gonna be an adult in the next couple of years. He's gonna graduate from high school and be an adult. And this is the world he has to live in? The fuck? I guess I need... shit is weird.
I pray to God that that boy has a father in his life. I pray to God that that boy has a father in his life, because this is what I'm talking about when you're being raised by an emotional person that doesn't understand the world. They don't understand that you have to work for what you want. And you're not supposed to be alone. She didn't say anything about her father being with a man, so I'm assuming she's a single person, a single mother. And I see the liberal nose rings, the crazy hair color, the haircut. It's a liberal woman right here that's raising a boy that's going to one day become a man. And he's going to have this mindset. Being raised by an emotional, unstable, financially illiterate person. And I'm not trying to bash her, and I'm not trying to just say that, yes, I am. Yes, I am. Like, it is what it is, man. We got to call a spade, man. We got to start calling a spade, man, because the lack of truth is the reason why these ladies don't live in reality. It's the reason why black women specifically don't live in reality, because black women are used to being lied to. They're used to being told what they want to hear. And this is why y'all are out here complaining, talking about somebody charging $1,000 a month for a room. First of all, why are you even in that situation to where you need to rent a room from somebody? Because you don't have a man. That's why. Women need men. Simple and plain. Women need men. Y'all need to stop trying to be out here by yourselves, thinking that y'all living this Sex in the City lifestyle, trying to be like the next woman, be a boss chick and run all these businesses and looking at all this stuff online. And y'all don't know what these people are dealing with behind closed doors. That's what it is. A lot of y'all are looking at this stuff online like, seeing people running businesses, women doing their thing, single mothers doing their thing and stuff like that. And it's only 1 out of a million people that are actually really living a good life outside of that social media. It's only a handful of people that's businesses that are really rocking like that. Most businesses fail within the first 5 years. These jobs that y'all are working, they not the kind of jobs that you're going to work for 20, 30, 40, 50 years that's going to pay all your bills. I say, man, a lot of y'all are just not living in reality, and it's really spilling over into these children. Y'all are emotionally unstable. Y'all are very prideful, you know, and these kids are growing up in these households and they watching y'all do this stuff. They watching y'all jump from man to man, slanging that thing from Maine to Spain. They watching y'all complain about how y'all paying bills by yourself, taking care of kids by yourself, and y'all are just repeating the cycle. Y'all raising masculine women who can't cohabitate with a man, and y'all are raising weak men who don't want to provide and protect and be with a woman for the rest of their life. This is why we got broken families. This is why we got a bunch of kids running around not being raised with fathers in the household. But keep doing what y'all doing. I'm going to keep reporting on it. Y'all like, share, subscribe, comment on the video. Let me know how y'all feel about this topic. Hit the link in the description. You want tattoos or piercings, you in Dallas, Texas, holla at your boy. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Don't be a lame like these women out here slanging that thing from Maine to Spain, raising all these fathers, home-raised kids. Bringing the property value down everywhere they go, man. It is insane. What's going on, my good people? If y'all in Dallas, Texas, and you're looking for a place to get tattoos or piercings, come holler at us at Finesse Gang Inc., man. Follow us right now on all social media websites as Finesse Gang Inc. on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Snapchat, X, formerly known as Twitter. Wherever you see us at, hit that follow button. We do black and gray tattoos as well as color tattoos. It don't matter if you're dark skin, light skin, white skin, whatever. If you want lions, tigers, birds, flowers, butterflies, portraits, cover-ups, we do it all, man. If you want your nose pierced, your ear pierced, your belly pierced, Christina's, dermals, surface piercings, whatever you want, man, we can do it. If you're 18 years or older, click the link on this video or wherever you see our link at. Go to our booking site, book your appointment right now. Not tomorrow, not next week, not next month, not next year. Click the link wherever you see our link at. Go on our booking site and book y'all appointment right now. What y'all waiting on? Let's get it.